Welcome to the YMCA LIVESTRONG Asante Where Do I Begin exercise video. We hope this can help you find a place to start, and we all start from the same place. And we're hoping to help you reclaim your energy and reclaim your power. So we're going to start with a little bit warm up. First, I'll introduce myself. My name is Gina Galardi. I'm the Health and Wellness Director here at the Ashland YMCA. I am a personal trainer, a group exercise instructor, one of the LiveStrong instructors, and many other hats. But generally, you'll find me here at the Y, Monday through Friday on the floor, teaching classes, doing personal trainings, meeting and greeting our members, and I look forward to meeting you someday too. So let's start with a little warm-up. We're hoping to do a little 30-minute video here for you today. And here we go. I wanted to show you our tools. So I have a mat. I have a dowel. You can also use a broomstick, a golf club, any type of cleaning object that's got a pole. I have some dumbbells that I'll use for some resistance, or you can use water bottles, canned goods from your closet, ankle or wrist weights, any kind of resistance or what feels right. You can even use a piece of fruit. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. You can start with just body weight movements as well, and then slowly build up. Start low, go slow. That's our motto, for sure. So we're just going to start with a couple shoulder rolls up and back. Keep your breath moving. And we'll do 5 to 8 repetitions of everything. Good. Now we're going to gently turn our neck from side to side in whatever range of motion is right for you. You can also do this seated if that feels better for you. Or you can sit at any time and stand. The beauty of the video is you can pause it, take a break, restart when you're ready to jump back in. Next, we're going to do a few torso twists. So I'm sort of pivoting, gently rotating, side to side, swinging my arms, breathing. Got my belly button gently drawn in towards my spine, which helps activate the core. Beautiful. Now we're going to do a little quarter squat, warm up the knees. I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to push my hips back. I want you to place your hands on your thighs and slide them down till you feel your knees, and then right back up. So push the hips back, slide the hands down to the knees, keep your weight on your heels, and come back up. We're just warming up the knee joints. As you go through that little range of motion, try to keep the knees straight ahead. Don't let them travel inward if you can help it. Good. Let's do 2 more. And we'll go through these twice. Next, I'm going to do a little toe raise. I'm going to go up on my toes, lift my heels, and then I'm going to stay on my heels and lift my toes. So we're warming up the ankles. I'm using my chair for balance. You can use 2 chairs. I can have one on either side. That's 8. Back to the center, starting back with the shoulder rolls. Let's go through all those again. Just warming up the joints. Always have my belly button gently drawn in. Always breathing. Good. Gentle neck turns side to side. We'll do 2 more. That feels pretty good, actually. Good. Time for torso twist. So I'm letting my hips turn, and I'm pivoting one toe, letting my arms swing freely. our quarter squats. Gently slide the hands down, pushing the hips back. Once your hands reach your knees, come on back up. Three more. Do as many as you can, up to 8. Stop whenever you want. Beautiful. Now toe raise, heel raise, toe raise. Up. And then lift the toes. Up on the toes, lift the toes. Up. Good. Two more. Beautiful. Great. Now I'm going to grab my dowel or a broom, mop. This is called a hip hinge. The goal is to have 3 points of contact. One is my lower back, one is my shoulders, and one is my head. My feet are going to be hip width apart. And I'm going to press my hips backward and maintain those 3 points of contact. The idea is to feel a stretch down through your hips, hamstrings, maybe even to your calves. As you go through this, if you find the stick comes away, come back up. The stick is essentially representing your spine, so you want that rotation to come from your hips. And let your lower body do the work, keep the vertebrae from bending. So I'm pushing my hips way, way back, and I'm using that stretch and my glutes and my hips to come back up. This may happen as well. You may bend from the upper back first, come back up, reset your posture, push those hips back if you can. Only go as far as you're comfortable, and back up nice and tall every time. Let's do 3 more. I'm going to push those hips back and maintaining those 3 points of contact, coming back up nice and tall. So we're activating and we're stabilizing. Last one. When you feel, if and when you feel that stretch down through your hip, your hamstrings, use that stretch to get your body back up rather than bending your back. Beautiful job. Okay. Now I'm going to go down on the floor. If you have a mat, great. If you don't, maybe a carpet and a pillow, whatever you need to be comfortable down there. If going down on the floor is not comfortable, you can lay on your couch or on a bed. That's fine too. If you're feeling a little unsteady, have a tool nearby to help you get back up or even get down. Take your time. Okay, we're going to do a bridge. I'm having a fanny pack issue. Okay, here we go. Knees are bent, feet are flat, about hip width apart. I want you to notice if you have the ability to tilt your pelvis, see where your back is most comfortable. For me, it's when my lower back is touching my mat. I'm going to gently draw my belly button in towards my spine, and I'm going to try to lift my hips up towards the sky. Pushing through my heels, squeezing my glutes, and lowering back down. Whatever range of motion is comfortable, that's the one I want you to do. Don't worry about having to go back all the way back up. If it's here, then it's here. That's fine. When you're here, take a second, squeeze your glutes, draw your belly button in, drop back down to the floor. We're activating and we're stabilizing. And breathing. Go at whatever pace is good for you. The goal will be 8 to 10 repetitions. As many as you can, up to 8 and 10. If you do 1 or 2 and you need to take a break, that's fine. Jump back in when you can. Let's see what's next. We're going to do something called the bug, the dead bug. I put my lower back on the mat. Belly button is drawn in. I'm going to put my legs up at 90 degrees. For some of you, that might be just enough. You could feel your core be engaged. Hold it, put it back down when you need to take a break. Arms up straight, shoulder blades back and down. Opposite arm, opposite leg, away from the midline of the body. As I do that, I'm focusing on no changes occurring from my shoulder to hip. Shoulder blades down, core's engaged, arm and leg away. So if I move 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3. If that feels like too much, take the arms out. Just try the legs. If that feels like too much, go down to a tap. Keep the arms on the mat for stability. Concentrate on maintaining stability from shoulder to hip and moving a little bit. Could be a tap, could be an extension, could be just arms with legs on the ground. Let's go through that one more time. Stabilizing from hip to shoulder, legs up. You can start with a tap. If that's okay, you can go to an extension. If that's okay, you can go to adding arms. That would be your progression. 8 to 10 repetitions each side. I can really feel that. Beautiful job. Now, we're going to flip over. Hands and knees if doable. Hands directly under the shoulders. Knees under the hips. Tilt your pelvis till you find that most comfortable position. This is called the bird dog. We'll start with legs. Try extending a leg back, squeeze your glute, return to start. Then the other side. As you go to lift that leg, think about drawing your belly button in towards your spine and not shifting your weight too much. Keep the core engaged and make it keep you stable rather than shifting your weight. If that's okay, you can add an arm, opposite leg, just like the bug. So we got the bug and the dog. Try to keep your spine as straight as you can. And it would be 8 on each side, 2 and 2. If that feels like too much, you can do just leg or you can do just arm. 3 and 3. If that feels okay, add them both. 4 and 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Beautiful. I've got my chair nearby for assistance. Find your way to your feet. Great job. Okay, Now we're going to do 3 strength training exercises, maybe 5. How's our time? Okay. First one, squats. I'm going to show you from the side. Start in a sturdy chair. Feet are hip width apart. If you have a chair with handles, you can use that as well. I want you to stand up as tall as you can. Driving through the heels, driving through the glutes, back down. Now, you can use a sturdy chair with handles. I'm fine with you using that to help you get up. As you go down, push those hips back like we did in the hip hinge, and control. You could also use your broom, your dowel, your golf club, maybe even a walking stick, if you need a little assist to get up. Drive through the heels and back up. Keep your spine nice and straight. Remember that hip hinge we did, those 3 points of contact. Watch my spine as I come up in the chair. Not much bending in the vertebrae. You want to use your lower body here. Keep your core activated. We already got it fired up. Nice and tall. Sometimes a little momentum will go a long way, and it will help get you up. That's okay too. Just be careful. If you have any discomfort or pain in your lower back, reset your posture, draw the belly button in, get the hips back. We're going to do 2 more for 10. Beautiful. We're going to do 2 sets of 10. That's a body weight squat. You can add some weight. I have a dumbbell. I have a couple of water bottles. Some things you can use at home. I've used some bricks from my backyard. I've held my dog. I have a dachshund. I've held her during when we were closed down and I was doing a workout. Somebody actually brought me a giant stack of toilet paper from Costco. I used that for a few exercises. But for my next set, I'm going to add a little bit of weight. So shoulder blades are back. My feet are hip width apart. I'm going to head back to the chair and right back up. If that chair, let's see, I'm imagining it's on fire, so I'm not resting my muscles. I'm coming right back up, but I'm also not bouncing. You can pause and restart or tap and come right back up. Do what's best for you. Nice and tall every time. 2 more, I think. Beautiful. Squats are done. Now we're going to do a lunge. I have a pad or a pillow for knee comfort, and I have a chair for support. I'd like you to start in a half kneeling position with your foot off the pad or pillow. Nice straight spine. This toe tucked under. I'm going to push myself straight up using this heel, core engaged, and back leg, and chair. Straight up, lower, slow. Straight up, lower, slow. I'm going to switch sides. This heel, this glute are the primary movers. That back leg is a stabilizer. As you get stronger, use the chair less and less. The goal would be 8 to 12 repetitions. It's also a balance component. As many as you can, up to 8 and up to 12. As many as you can, up to 12. You could stop at any time, take a break. You can also change your range of motion and only go down into a little teeny tiny quarter. The idea is to strengthen one leg at a time. Come back up to center, switch sides. The progression would be to add movement. So once you get the hang of that and you're bored out of your gourd, then you'll add some movement. You can use your chair for support as well. We're going to step, lower, step back. Step, lower, step back. As you progress into movement, again, you can manage your range of motion. You can just step with a little teeny tiny bend. Concentrate on using your body all together. This is what it would look like if you weren't engaging your core. You want to keep that spine nice and straight, that core engaged. Step, and your whole body is engaged, working together to keep that posture. As you progress, slowly let go of the chair. Always slow and controlled. And that's the lunge. Next exercise, one arm dumbbell row. So I'm going to use my chair for support. I'm going to stagger my stance. I'm going to do my left side first, so my left leg is back, right leg is bent, hand is on chair for support. And I'm going to draw my elbow back like I'm starting that lawnmower, using those large muscles of my back. We're going to do 10 on each side. There's 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to actually have you hold that and then kick your arms straight back for tricep extension. So now we're working back and arms. There's 3, as many as you can, up to 10. Good, there's 6. Tighten that back of your arm. 8, 9, 10. Beautiful job. Now I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to take my right leg back. Keeping my elbow close to my torso. Halfway there, as many as you can up to 10. Stop anytime. Hold that up there. Straighten your arm behind you. Tighten that tricep and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful job. Take a longer break here if you need it. We're going to switch back to the other side. Step the left leg back. Right hand for support. Spine nice and straight. Belly button drawn in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. 8, 9. Hold it up there. Kick it straight back. Tighten that back of your arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've had some creative clients fill their water bottles with sand or dirt as well for some resistance. Bags of potatoes have been used. There's been lots of creativity. A little resistance, it doesn't matter what it's made of. Here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold it up there. Kick it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. If those 2 exercises together feels like too much, take a break in between. Jump back in when you can. Next, we're going to do bicep curls. Grab some resistance. I'll use the water bottles this time. Hopefully they're closed. Good posture. Shoulders back. Belly button drawn in. Knees are soft. Feet are under the hips. Palms up or facing each other. either way, and the upper arm is going to stay at your side. So as you curl that up, I don't want those elbows coming up. Keep your shoulders back. Keep the elbows right by your torso. As many as you can, up to 10. I'm really glad the water bottles aren't filled with water right now. That's a good thing. There's 10. Beautiful. Take a break. 30 seconds to up to 3 minutes between sets of exercises. Perfectly acceptable. Definitely not too much too soon. Start low and go slow. Consistency is the key. It's not about how much you're lifting. Here we go, round 2. And you could do 1 set of each exercise or 2 sets. I'm going to do my palms up this time. Or even 3 sets if you have the time and it's feeling pretty good. 2 to 3 days a week, non-consecutive days. Up on 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful job. Next, we're going to do a push-up. We're going to do a wall push-up, and we'll progress to a floor push-up. Now we're going to do a wall push-up. I'm standing in front of the wall, approximately arm length away. Hands feel where it feels okay. The idea is to bend your elbows, take your nose close to the wall, and push away using your triceps, your shoulders, and your chest. You don't want to flip them out that way, and you don't want your spine to cave or pop. So keep that core engaged, squeeze your glutes, everything's moving together, and always under control. You can play around with how wide or how narrow your hands are, or how high or how low. That feels pretty good for me. I think that's about 6. Driving through the palms of my hands. 7, 8, 9, 10. If I wanted to make that a little more challenging, I can take my feet further away from the wall. I may have to adjust my hands. And I'm actually even going up on my toes. And then the progression from there would be on the floor, knee push-ups. When you're ready, you can progress to a floor push-up, and we'll start on our knees. Remember that bird dog position. And then walk your hands forward. You want to flatten that back, squeeze the glutes, engage the core. Drop the chest towards the floor, only as far as you're comfortable. Remember the hip hinge and the dowel and the 3 points of contact. Imagine that dowel on my spine. Everything's working together. I actually need to bring my hands back a little bit. Nice and slow. Many muscles working at one time here. As many as you can, up to 10. I think I did 9. I'm stopping there. It's okay if you do 2. Next time you come, maybe you'll do 3. Maybe next week when you work out, maybe it's 4. Whatever that timeline is, it's your timeline. Slowly progress as your body is ready. Okay. I was noticing how quiet it was when we were filming the video. Please feel free to add some great music in the background. Watch your favorite television show. I know you'll be having the video on possibly, but music really is a great, great friend during exercise. I know I use it here all the time at the Y. And next is going to come your stretch and your breath work. And our Healthy Living Director, Jami Hanna, who is also a group exercise instructor, yoga instructor, so many instructors. She'll introduce herself as well. She's going to do that next segment for you because that is her wheelhouse. That is her specialty. That is such an important part of your wellness program is stretch and breath at the end of your exercise. We did a little warm-up and got your nervous system ready to lift some weights and do some resistance training, but now Jamie's going to help you really settle in, and go that next step of awareness, of healing, of relaxation, and stretching everything that you just did. So thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. Hope to see you soon.
Now for stretch. Gina did an incredible job with the stability and mobility portion of the class. I'm Jami, the Healthy Living Director here at the Ashland Y, and now we will stretch. 5 minutes, just a really basic, easy stretch. We will need a chair in just a moment, but we'll start standing with our feet about hip distance apart. First, take a deep breath in and reach those arms up. Spread your fingers and maybe do a little baby back bend if that feels okay to you today. And then bring your arms down as you exhale and bring your hands together right at your heart. Okay, let's stretch the biceps and the chest. So clasp your fingers behind you. If you want to really try something new, put the non-dominant thumb on top. And then we're just going to push down, lift up, and stretch through the chest and the biceps. The higher you can lift the hands, the deeper the stretch. Be careful not to hyperextend through your elbows and just feel your way through this. Going higher is not necessarily better. Just feel your way through it. What feels good to you? Okay, release that. Hands together, clasp the fingers, and then we're going to take them, or I should say, interlace your fingers, and then turn your palms away from you, shoulders down, and just push those arms away from you. Standing up nice and tall. This is stretching now the upper back. If you want to go a little deeper, you can actually round your back a little bit here, and then release. Keep the shoulders down and release the arms. Now for triceps. Reach your left arm up, bend your elbow, try to keep the upper arm next to your ear. Grab the elbow with that right hand and gently press back. And if you take your fingers and run them down the spine, it helps to align a little bit better. Now, at first, you might not be able to get your arm that high, and that's fine. You just work with what you have. Wherever you are is perfect. And now let's stay on that same side and draw that arm across, stretching through the shoulder. Hold right there, shoulder down, open, and release. Shake that out if it feels good. Okay, let's get the other side. Lifting up, pulling on that elbow, shoulder down, pulling back, fingers down the spine, just doing the best that you can. Breathing, relaxing. Remember, dissolving those thoughts and going more into how it feels. Releasing, and now let's stretch the shoulder on the other side. Try to keep your shoulder down, and then the elbow comes across. You can also open your arm. I didn't show that on the other side, but if you want to extend your arm, that's whatever feels right for you. And that's a really good point to bring up. Whatever feels right for you. It's a little different for every single person. We all have different body styles, body types. Some of us have long legs, some of us have short legs, some of us have longer torsos than others. So sometimes we compare what we think the stretch is supposed to look like, but really go with what you feel. We want you to feel these deep inside. Now we're going to take our right leg across the seat of the chair for our hamstring stretch. That might be enough right there. If you want to increase the intensity, bend that left knee a little bit. And then flex your foot if you want to also stretch the lower leg. And then if you need even more, try to hinge at the hips. Now, avoid this kyphotic bend if you can. Try to keep the collarbones wide, the clavicles open. Shoulder blades in the back pockets and shoulders away from the ears. And then you just lean into this, stretching through the back of that right leg. That's the hamstring stretch. And we'll stretch the quadriceps on that left leg now. This one might be tricky to get into. We're trying to grab our foot to stretch the quads, but for some of us, we might need to use a strap or just grab onto the back of your pant leg or your shoe, whatever you can grab onto. Try to keep the hips parallel, the knees parallel, and then start to gently push your hips forward slightly, and you'll feel those quadriceps stretch. Breathe. Okay, done with that one. Let's go to the other side. Extend your left leg across the chair. Sit back. do whatever you need to do to get into your personal stretch. This is yours. Pull your toes up if you want more. Hinge a little more if you need more. Maybe coming forward, but keeping your belly strong. When we do a kyphotic bend, we tend to collapse through the core. So keep the core long, the same distance between the ribs and the hips. You've got like an apple distance or a fist distance under your chin to keep the neck in a neutral position. And now for our quadriceps stretch on the other side. Standing up tall, grabbing whatever you can get a hold of back there or using a strap. And then gently pushing both hips forward, staying nice and tall. I should show another modification for this. If you don't have a strap and you can't get that foot up, you can actually use the seat of the chair if you can get your foot up there, and then gently bend down and open up the quadriceps that way. Okay, now let's have a seat. We'll stretch the hips and the neck and we'll be all done. Lift up that left foot, place that foot above the right knee, and if you're on the tall side and your leg is kind of awkward there, you might have to go out a little bit with your foot to put that leg at the correct height. And then if you need a little more, you may want to releve to bring it up so that you get a nice stretch through that hip on that left side. And then if you have a little flexibility going and you need more, maybe lean forward into this with a really nice flat back. Show you from the side a little bit. Try to keep yourself nice and tall through the core, shoulders down. And then let's cross that leg, sit up tall, anchor around with your right arm around the left knee, and then bring yourself around with your left hand and gently sitting up tall and twisting through the thoracic spine. Deep breath in and out. Don't hold your breath. Try not to. Breathe and release. You might feel a little chiropractic adjustment, your own little back cracking there with those twists. It feels good. Okay, sit up tall. And then lean in if you can, releve if you need to, walk your foot out if you need to. Just find all those little nuances that make your stretch personal and effective for you. Deep breaths, really calming the system down. And then cross that leg, sit up tall, anchor the left arm around the right outside knee, and then turn yourself around, shoulders down. Bring that neck into its nicest stretch as well. And release that. Make sure you're breathing. And now just sit up as tall as you can in your chair. Engage your core so you're not slumping into your chair. Really be active in your posture here. And then we'll lower down the chin, stretching the back of the neck. And breathe. And then bring the chin up if you can. Now, if lifting your chin bothers your cervical vertebrae in any way, don't lift up, just stay at neutral. But if you can lift up and then bring yourself back, lower your right ear to your right shoulder, keep both shoulders down, and then organically move around right there if that feels good. And then up and over to the other side. Hold that, stretching through the trapezius on that opposite side. Move around a little slowly if that feels good. And then bring yourself back up to neutral. Look over your right shoulder as far as you can go. And then bring it around. Look around your left shoulder as far as you can go. And then bring yourself back to the center. Let's take a deep breath in together. Reach up. Exhale, arms go all the way down and widen. One more time, all together now. Deep breath in. Reach up. Exhale, bring those hands to heart center. And just close your eyes for a moment. Deep breath in. And exhale. Stay here with me for a couple more breaths if you're comfortable with your eyes closed, totally relaxed. There's a whole network of healing that goes on when you can calm your mind and slow the body down and really help to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system so that these healings can happen while you're in that rest and digest mode. Really, really important. Stimulates the immune system, makes it stronger, helps to bring blood flow to the brain for more clarity. Let's take one more deep breath in and out. Open your eyes. Thank you so much. I'm going to just let you know that we're here for you during your healing process. If you need any help at all, please give us a call. Please reach out. You are not alone. And we are definitely looking forward to possibly working together in the future to help bring more healing to more people. Thank you so much.